It is time for another edition of the Commissioner's Corner, and we're coming today live from Columbus, Ohio. I've got a Buckeye with me, senior forward Gabby Rosenthal of the #2 Ohio State Buckeyes is here with me today. Gabby, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited. We have an incredible weekend coming up. Not only will the #1 and #2 Badgers and Buckeyes face off, but the Gophers head out east for a 3 and 4 matchup. It's like Christmas, hockey Christmas in October
Right.
is what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, it's
So
a great.
I'm excited to have you. You all are off to the best start in school history, and it's early, obviously, but like, what do you think about the success the Buckeyes are having, and how does it feel in Columbus these days?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely so great to have the best start in school history, 6-0. I think it's been awesome. All the girls are so excited to be here and just be around the rink every day. It's been awesome. And just having every weekend ahead is just so exciting. I know it's different from last year, but, we're taking it day by day and it's been just amazing.
Yeah, let's talk about last year real quick since you brought it up. So this at this time last year, middle of October, we weren't even
Yeah,
sure
not even
when
close.
and if we were going to
Yeah.
play hockey, right? So given that, do you feel like your team has had a little more of kind of a gratitude around the opportunities to be on the ice maybe than you would have had pre-COVID?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year it was so different. We didn't even know when we were going to start. And even when we did start, we didn't know, hey, maybe if we play Friday, we might not even play Saturday. So I think definitely that gratitude piece has came a long way. And I think everyone is just so grateful to be at practice every day and have that games coming up, and definitely starting on time is great. So we're just so excited that the season has started out great so far. So.
It is exciting, and we've got a big weekend ahead, like we talked about. But let's talk about this first. So you're a veteran squad, a lot of upperclassmen on the Buckeyes, but also kind of interesting this year. You had a pretty large influx of newcomers, graduate
Yeah.
transfers and transfers. So, for you as a leader, as one of the captains, like talk a little bit about that experience and maybe how your team has been able to mesh as quickly as you have.
Right. Yeah. So obviously, as every year starts, it's kind of a question mark. You never really know because you have new players coming in, maybe freshmen. And this year in particular, we never in the past really have been a team that had a lot of transfers. So that was definitely something new this year. We had our freshmen coming in, and then we had transfers, grad transfers. But honestly, it's been just so great. All the people that came in are obviously great players on the ice, but honestly, even better people off the ice. And I think that's definitely something that has definitely helped us mesh so quickly. And just really the buy-in and commitment to, our program and Buckeye hockey and just our culture, I think is great. Props to them. I'm sure it's hard coming into a new
Mm-hmm.
program and maybe even from a different school. That's obviously a challenge, and they've been just so great, and we're just so happy to have all of them.
So I feel like I've been around your team quite a bit, and I hear a lot Buckeye hockey. The culture that's been created. Can you talk about that just a little bit? I mean, I feel like given the fact that you're a senior, and we'll talk about your journey to Ohio State here in a little bit, but you and your classmates, and the maybe class or two before you, have really been the ones to like lay the foundation with coach and like kind of build that culture. So what does Buckeye hockey is? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think that's it's kind of a hard, not that it's a hard question, but kind of a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
Culture is definitely something to our program that we kind of base our game around, I guess. Having that relationship with one another and just that dependability. I don't know if that's the right word, but just that friendship and, all of us together, like playing as one unit is just what makes us so great, I think, and having that trust in one another. But Buckeye hockey, obviously, we definitely, I guess you could say, is like just being relentless on the puck and not letting other people's make it easy. We don't want to make it easy for the
Mm-hmm.
other team, but yeah, I think that is some culture. Our culture definitely is something that, you know, is highly attributed to our coach too, bringing that in and just making that so important. And the leaders, in front of me, they've done just such a great job of building that culture. And obviously our goal right now is to maintain that culture and just build on that and make it even better than maybe it has been in the past. So yeah, but it's definitely something so important to our program and something we take pride in. So
yeah, it's one of those, it's a saying, right, where you hear oftentimes, leave it better than how you found it, right? Which I think certainly the last couple of classes before you and then your class right now, or you're definitely in the midst of, Buckeye hockey is going to be very different coming out of your 4 years than it was when you started. And that's really awesome. So we talked about the fast start, 6-0. 6-0 in conference play also, which is interesting, right? You haven't had any non-conference opportunities yet. They're coming, but last weekend you had Bemidji State in town, and personally you had a huge weekend. I mean, a hat trick is not something that happens all the time in hockey. So just talk about that. Like, what did that feel like on I guess it was Friday for you, on Friday, to get that hat trick?
Yeah, it was so great. It was kind of a cool experience. Definitely in our league is so great and so talented. It's a goal is hard to come by. So having
one, right? Much less three.
Yeah. But honestly, my teammates just set me up so greatly. It's probably not a word, but so great. And I just all their support just means the world to me. And I think that was something so special about having that, is just how happy everyone was for me, and having my dad and brother in the stands was great to have them there for that experience. And yeah, it was a cool feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, it should be. And you should celebrate that. They don't come around very often.
Yeah.
So we're going to look ahead a little bit this weekend, like we sort of have already mentioned. It's about as big of a weekend as we can have in October. Number 1 and number 2, you guys are headed to Madison to play in what is likely going to be a pretty loud and sold out Laban. And it's a huge matchup for October. So just talk about, like, how are you feeling about the opportunity, the challenge of it, and the challenge that's going to come with it?
Yeah, we're so excited. Obviously every time we go to Wisconsin and play in Laban, it's always a great atmosphere there. They get a great crowd, and that's always fun to play in, I guess you could say. But, we're so excited to go there and play, given it is a 1-2 matchup. I think both teams are going to bring their A game and their best game that they can. So it's going to be so fun to get out there and just kind of battle and see how it goes. But I think our team's definitely excited.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, you just said it, it's going to be a battle. And that's what I mean, as competitors. And I think as many of the women in our league will say over and over, that you went to whatever school you went to because you wanted to play in the WCHA and you wanted to play in games that mattered all season long. And so this is, no different. It's a big game, but all of the games in our league are big. So one thing that's special for us this weekend is game 2 is going to be the first time that we've had, at least this season, a game on the Big Ten Network. So a national viewing audience. For viewers who may be watching Ohio State hockey for the first time on Sunday, what do you hope that they see?
Yeah, I think that's, it's a fantastic question. I think definitely something they'll see out of this game is just a fast-paced, physical, competitive game. I think the effort on both sides is going to be absolutely just top-notch, high level. But yeah, we're excited to be on Big Ten Network, and maybe for viewers who maybe didn't even know that Ohio State had a hockey team, I think it'll be great to represent our university and just get out there and play the best that we can. So
yeah,
we're excited.
It's gonna be awesome. And I know the viewers who get a chance to tune in who maybe don't get to watch Wisconsin and Ohio State women's hockey often enough will be treated to a heck of a show. And I just am so thrilled for you all to have that platform. Let's switch gears a little bit. So Blaine, Minnesota to Columbus, Ohio. So tell me about your journey and why Ohio State.
Yeah, so growing up obviously from Minnesota and being around hockey, the WCHA was definitely a league I looked up to and thought it would be so cool to one day play there. And Ohio State was honestly just a great opportunity for me when I came to visit. Something that stuck out to me about the school was just the pride and tradition that every single person took from this school, no matter sports or not. Even if you're wearing Ohio State shirt and you're in Florida, people just have so much pride. And that was something I was definitely drawn to, and especially the academic and hockey opportunity that it offered. It was kind of a no-brainer for me, but Yeah, I'm so grateful to be here. I mean, I definitely wouldn't choose another school, and I'm just so happy that hockey brought me here. So it's
So let's
great.
talk about academics. What is your major? What will be in Gabby's life post hockey?
Yeah, so I'm a speech and hearing science major with a disability studies minor. So one day to be a speech pathologist. I'm not quite sure which setting I want to work in yet, but maybe a school or a clinic. So we'll see. I'm excited though.
You're going to make a huge difference no matter which setting you choose. That's fantastic. So my last question for you before we get to, well, it's my last
Yeah.
big question, and we'll get to some fun stuff. But
Okay.
you talked a little bit about, always wanting to play in the WCHA growing up in Minnesota. And so I'm just curious if you'll expand on that for me. So what do you think it was about the WCHA that kind of, what draws not only you, but lots of our women to the league? What do you think it is about the WCHA?
Yeah, I mean, every single team is just so high level in this league. And I think that's definitely something that I was drawn to. And being from Minnesota, I liked the aspect of playing so many games here, and in Ohio specifically, being able to travel back and see my family often. But in Minnesota, it's obviously really hockey culture there, and just constantly was always reminded of games, maybe the Gopher matchup or the Duluth matchup, and it was just something that I always wanted to be a part of. And so yeah, I don't know. Our league is definitely the best in my opinion, but yeah, it's great to see how far it has come, and just definitely all the teams in the league are fantastic. So
I think you hit it on the head though too. Just the ability for you all to there's several of you Minnesotans on the Ohio State roster, and I think what I've heard from several of your parents that I've had a chance to meet too is how awesome it is that they still get to see so many games because
yeah,
you're back in Minnesota. So even if they're not in Columbus, they're still getting a chance to see you, which
yeah, absolutely.
and I wanted to just mention what you said about the pride of your university. So when I was there a few weeks ago, and obviously
Yeah.
there was a football game happening as well,
Oh yeah.
but just to see literally everyone all of the time is walking around in Ohio State, clothing and apparel. And I think you're spot on. The tradition is huge. And I'm thrilled for you that women's hockey is adding to that tradition. You're definitely
Yeah.
making a mark. All right, let's get to the fun stuff, the easy stuff. You're off the hook now.
Okay.
Now this is easy. So I just have a few, get to know you type questions. So you can either answer one or the other, or you could say
Okay.
both, or you can say
Okay.
neither. So you're a game. You do it however you
Okay.
want to.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Ooh. Skydiving.
Ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hot dog.
Dinner or dessert?
Oh, dessert.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
We can get along. We can go to
Yeah.
dinner together. We'll just get dessert. How about Mac or PC?
Oh, Mac for sure.
I feel like, see, I got to take that one out. I say this to myself every time I go through this. I got to take that one out because all of you college kids, nobody uses
Yeah.
a PC
Not too
anymore.
many.
Road trip or plane trip?
Ooh. Wait, say it again. Road trip or plane trip?
Yeah,
Plane.
plane. Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Phone call or text?
Phone call.
Cardio or weights?
Oh, cardio.
Are you gonna say neither?
Yeah.
Neither. Sneakers or sandals?
Sandals.
Dine in or delivery?
Dining for sure.
Snapchat or TikTok?
Snapchat.
Okay. We're gonna end with this one. What is one word that you would use to describe yourself as a hockey player?
Oh. That's a good question.
Totally got you on this one.
Oh goodness. One word to describe me as a hockey player. Hardworking.
I like it. I thought maybe you'd come with relentless. You said it earlier, so I was
I
gonna.
know. I was gonna say
All
it,
of
but
the
I
above.
don't know.
Hardworking is great. That
Yeah.
works for me.
Yeah.
Excellent. Gabby, that's awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. So, as we mentioned, Buckeyes, Badgers in Madison this weekend. They actually play on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon's game will be on Big Ten Network. national viewing audience. So be sure to tune in. Other games around our league will be available on D1G Plus from a streaming perspective. Gabby, I look forward to seeing you all this weekend. Travel safe, best of luck, and looking forward to have the WCHA on the big stage.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.